140 hours of footage. That's how much was reportedly recorded. People still ask why he filmed himself like that, but honestly, that footage might be the very thing that brings everything down. Once more details come out, the people still defending him are going to go real quiet. 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, Sean Diddy Combs: The Reckoning, shook the industry the moment it dropped. But even with how explosive it was, some of the darkest secrets never made it to the screen. The people who helped build Diddy's empire were barely mentioned. Allegations involving violence and deaths were glossed over.
I got my MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get! Yes!
On December 27th,
Kim Porter's autopsy report was missing. Alleged leaked voicemails tying Diddy to Tupac's murder were never aired. So today, we're breaking down what was left out. Diddy always bragged about being ruthless. "I'm a savage," he once said, proud of doing whatever it took to win. And that attitude followed him.
Charges and allegations against me are 100% false, and I feel confident that in the next couple of days that I'll be vindicated. Everything will be alright.
Words of confidence from rap star Sean Puffy Combs, made after he posted $100,000 bail on 3 counts of weapons charges. Combs' latest run-in with the law started at Times Square's Club New York, just after 2 o'clock Monday morning. Based on an eyewitness account, prosecutors say Combs, partying with girlfriend and actress Jennifer Lopez, got into an argument with someone. That person reportedly then threw a stack of money in Combs' face. Prosecutors then say one of Combs' associates, 19-year-old Jamal Barrow, also known as the rapper Shyne, opened fire, while Combs reportedly pulled out a pistol of his own.
The fact that Mr. Combs has been arrested is because some person alleges that he had a gun.
Combs and Lopez fled the club, speeding away in his chauffeured Jeep. 3 people inside the club were injured, 2 of them critically, including a young woman with a bullet lodged in her cheek. Police say a high-speed chase involving Combs, Lopez, and 2 of his men riding up front spanned 20 blocks up 8th Avenue, through at least 11 red lights. When the squad cars caught up, a gun was found near the front seat.
Everywhere. On December 27, 1999, Diddy and Jennifer Lopez were partying at Club New York in Times Square when chaos broke out. Witnesses said a confrontation happened between Diddy and a man named Matthew Scar Allen. According to multiple accounts, someone threw a stack of money at Diddy's face and things escalated fast. Several witnesses claim Diddy became aggressive.
On Sunday evening, I went to Club New York. And under no circumstances whatsoever did I have anything to do with a shooting. I do not own a gun, nor did I possess a gun that night. I had nothing to do with a shooting in this club. I want to make this 100% clear. I had nothing to do with a shooting in this club. And I feel terrible that people were hurt that night. I'm positive in the next couple of days, due to the investigation, that the truth will come out. Thank you very much.
Let me say this once. It is very frustrating that every time some person decides to make an accusation against Mr. Combs, that the press reports it as if it's true. It is a total lie. Mr. Combs went by himself in a limo with Miss Lopez, went to a club. He did not possess a gun. She did not possess a gun. Whatever happened at the club had nothing to do with him. There were shots fired. And when he went outside and he was whisked into a car in the back of the car with Miss Lopez, the gun was found in the front where 2 other people were. Now, the reason Miss Lopez was dismissed is because if you or I went into a car and sat in the back seat and a gun was found in the front, all cases would be dismissed. The reason Mr. Combs' case was not dismissed is a simple one, because every time someone lies, you all take it as true.
Moments later, gunfire erupted. A woman named Natania Rubin was struck in the face and seriously injured. She survived, but the bullet remains lodged in her cheek to this day. Diddy was arrested and charged with weapons offenses, posting $100,000 bail. At the time, he confidently denied everything, saying,
Standing by the front door, I watched the entire thing out. I had no reason to believe that it would escalate to a shooting. It was just male machismo and bravado at first. A lot of pushing and shoving, raised voices, hands, but then I saw them reach in their waist and draw from their hip. And I knew. I instantly turned to my friends and told them, be careful, watch out. And when I turned back, I know, and I've said over and over, I've heard the voices that said, you are about to be calm down. And as I said no, I looked straight forward ahead and I watched the muzzle flash from both of their guns and I felt the impact to my face instantly. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in.
The charges against me are 100% false, and I'm confident I'll be vindicated. Prosecutors allege that during the chaos, one of Diddy's associates opened fire, and that Diddy himself was seen with a weapon. Police reports say Diddy and Lopez fled the club in a chauffeur-driven Jeep, triggering a high-speed chase through Times Square. According to authorities, the vehicle ran multiple red lights and stop signs before being stopped by police. A stolen firearm was allegedly found inside the vehicle. Everyone inside was arrested. Critics point out one major detail.
Jennifer knew nothing, had nothing really to do with any shooting. She certainly had nothing to do with any gun. And we were confident that if they did do the kind of investigation they did, that would be the end of it.
Innocent people don't usually flee the scene of a shooting at high speed unless they're afraid of what might be uncovered. Diddy publicly denied involvement.
Rap star is busted.
Jay-Z turned himself in tonight and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
Well, Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to...
Clearly, I do not own a gun. I did not possess a gun that night. I had nothing to do with the shooting. He added that he felt terrible anyone was hurt. His legal team echoed that defense, arguing the gun was found near the front seat, not where Diddy or Lopez were sitting. They claimed the case against Lopez was dismissed for that reason, while Diddy's continued only because of public pressure. But here's where it gets complicated. More than a dozen witnesses inside the club, including
stomach and back with a 5-inch blade.
I have my faults. I'm not a perfect person.
Rap star Jay-Z spoke with Fox 5 exclusively just a few weeks ago during a photo shoot for the cover of January's issue of Source magazine.
I don't want people to think that it's just everything is bounce, or can I get a hard knock life, you know what I mean? I have my dark days also,
Detectives in Midtown say that last night allegedly was one of his darkest. Cops say the hip-hop star was fingered in a stabbing inside a packed nightclub. Just about 11:30 last night when rap star Jay-Z, surrounded by his usual entourage, strolled into the Kit Kat Club here on West 43rd Street. Once inside, he had a confrontation with record producer Lance Rivera. Cops say the argument heated up during a party celebrating a new release by rapper Q-Tip. Jay-Z and his crew surrounded the 33-year-old Rivera and his 29-year-old brother Corey. Witnesses say that Jay-Z allegedly plunged a knife into Rivera's stomach and smashed a bottle over his brother's head before running out of the club.
I'd like to talk to you about what happened here last night.
Delgado knows all too well, and he still sports the scar to prove it.
Accidentally, I was pushed into Jay-Z, where he turned around and just hit me with a bottle over the head. And his whole entourage, I mean, about 30 guys, proceeded to, jump me, hit me with tables and so forth and so on.
Delgado never reported the assault to cops until today. Now he's sorry.
He's just a punk, man, and it did not surprise me when I heard it this morning. I was like, wow, another one? Had I stepped up in '98 when he did this to me, Un wouldn't have gone through what he went through last night. Yeah, he does have to serve some time to humble him.
The woman who was shot said Diddy was directly involved. Natanya Rubin has consistently maintained her account. She said she saw the weapon drawn, saw the muzzle flash, and felt the impact immediately. She described hearing a voice warning her seconds before she was hit. She has repeatedly stated, "There's no doubt in my mind who shot me." Despite those claims, the case never fully stuck to Diddy.
You had an incident with Rivera, where you pled guilty to charges of, I don't remember exactly the charges, assault with a deadly weapon? Is it?
They would have never let me be
out
here with you if that was the case.
You stabbed him. Okay, all right. Do you feel like that was a mistake in hindsight?
I believe that was the greatest thing ever. This is gonna sound crazy, but I believe that helped me. You know what I'm saying? Because that put the brakes on everything. That let me know that no matter how successful you are and how much you're on your road, it can all stop. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you still kid from Marcy Projects, and not everybody they waiting for you to mess up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just go ahead. You know what I'm saying? We let you just go ahead and self-destruct yourself. You know what I'm saying? But that right there was a moment I was like, okay. And I'm glad it didn't have to take for me to be in jail for like 7 years to be like, damn.
Instead, rapper Jamal Shyne Barrow was convicted and sentenced to 10 years in prison for his role in the shooting. Over the years, Shyne has claimed Diddy framed him. He has said Diddy used his money, power, and influence to escape consequences. He also alleged Diddy offered money
that the people in power had gave that reign to Diddy, and Jay was next in line. So to separate him, when in fact they may be two of the same, but because Jay-Z is low-key, that low-key sneaky shit, and Diddy is and was rambunctious, just out with it. It don't mean that they're not two of the same. One just a little quiet with his shit.
What happened at the basketball game? When they ran into, you guys ran into Jay-Z?
They was just talking. They was talking amongst each other about their little white girls. They little skinny white girls.
And I mean, did Diddy always say negative things about Jay around you?
The time he was trying to get Ja Rule to go at Jay, yeah.
To others to take responsibility. Critics argue this pattern isn't new. Powerful figures avoiding consequences while others fall. Diddy walked free while Shyne lost a decade of his life. Jennifer Lopez.
Amen. Shout out to Diddy, Happy New Year. You know what it is, DJ Cal, it's all about victory. I'm going in. You better believe it. Shout out to Def Jam, we the best. You know what it is. It's 2010, baby. It's the takeover. I'm going in.
Happy New Year to the whole planet. God is the greatest. Real talk. And I mean, if there's anything that somebody can say better than that, I'm all ears. But with that being said, continuous blessings to the whole entire universe. Let's do it way big.
I want to give a shout out to my brothers that have been inspiring me and been my friends for a long time. One of my best friends in the whole world, Busta Rhymes in the house. You know what I'm saying? He's been my friend for a long time, ever since I was like 12 years old.
Lopez later testified before a grand jury and was cleared of wrongdoing. Her legal team insisted she had no involvement with any weapon. Still, many believe the entire case deserves another look, especially considering how many witnesses told a different story. And that wasn't the only violent incident tied to hip-hop.
Apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool.
We wearing a t-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
The guy's good. The guy's good, y'all. Let's give it up for him.
I appreciate you guys.
Pete.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
Royalty that year. Just weeks earlier, another massive name was involved in a serious crime. Jay-Z. In late 1999, Jay-Z turned himself into police after being accused of stabbing music executive Lance Rivera at a nightclub. The incident made national headlines. Police arrested Sean Carter at Midtown South Precinct. He later pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and received probation. Once again, critics noticed a pattern: major allegations, physical evidence, then quiet resolutions. Diddy, Jay-Z, and others moved through the legal system untouched while their careers exploded. Instead of setbacks, these moments seem to strengthen their power. To some, it looks less like coincidence and more like protection. And now, decades later, as lawsuits resurface and investigations widen, people are finally asking the question they avoided for years. How many times did the system look the other way? And how much was really left out of the story? The rap star voluntarily turned himself in at the precinct that evening. Jay-Z was being held in connection with a stabbing that broke out at the Kit Kat Club the night before. Cameras rolled as his attorney quickly stepped in to shut everything down. His lawyer told reporters he was not involved, period. He was at the club, but he was not involved.
You know, just me and the lady, this is my scene. I'm used to this type of thing. You know, doing what I do best. Oh, shit! Oh, did the camera catch that? Got the camera! Got the camera! All right, okay. First of all, I know it looks bad with me running into the camera, okay? It was Puffy's party. He's called me, said, Kev, can you host a party with me? I said, yeah, dude, I said I'd do it. He said, look, we creating this little sexy scene in the bathroom. I was like, oh, that's gonna be hot. I'm promoting the party. I'm like, yeah, man, this is a nice event. You see, we up here in the tub. First of all, if somebody's hair is on fire, it's a panic. Yo, your hair. It should be crazy. This is all I heard. I heard, yo, your hair's on fire. I turned around, I saw it, I was like, oh!
Come here, don't sit on the bed at night, no homo, no, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close, but it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man, it's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No, I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. You know, shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not, I don't want my shot to even, like, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all.
Brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, just I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes, you know what I'm saying, before pause was invented, you know what I'm saying, but it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
yo, what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted
involved. When pressed further, the response stayed vague. No explanation, just denial. And that raised the obvious question. If he wasn't involved, why turn himself in at all? You don't surrender unless the situation is serious. Here's what police reports and witness accounts say happened on December 1st, 1999. Record executive Lance...
But check this out.
When was that, by the way? We'll get to that later, all right.
Okay, now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right, just
Plurals.
different blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies, you need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this, like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, you know, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat.
A lot
Heat.
of heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you talking?
Depends on the way you look at it.
Depends. Oh, people start getting it gets kind of sexy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you sexy. New word for you.
Yeah.
Hey, yo. No, I wasn't saying. No, it was a new
Sean,
party.
you're in my house now, you see.
Rivera was attending a release party for Q-Tip's solo album at the Kit Kat Club in Manhattan. The venue was packed, the energy was high, and Jay-Z arrived with his usual entourage. According to investigators, an argument broke out between Jay-Z and Rivera. Witnesses claimed the dispute was connected to leaked music. Things escalated fast. Police alleged that Jay-Z stabbed Rivera in the stomach and back with a blade before fleeing the scene. Another man was reportedly struck with a bottle during the chaos. Rivera survived, but the incident shook the industry. Just weeks later, Jay-Z spoke in an interview, acknowledging he wasn't perfect. He talked about having dark days, while detectives described that night as one of the darkest moments of his career. Investigators said Jay-Z and his crew surrounded Rivera and his brother during the confrontation. Multiple witnesses described panic, shouting, and violence inside the club. One man later came forward saying he was struck in the head with a bottle after being accidentally pushed into Jay-Z. He described being attacked by several members of the entourage and suffering injuries he still carries today. That man admitted he didn't immediately report the incident. Looking back, he said staying quiet may have allowed the violence to continue unchecked. Ultimately, Jay-Z pleaded guilty to a lesser charge and received probation. No jail time. The case faded and his career kept climbing. Critics point out the pattern. Serious allegations followed by minimal consequences. Another moment where power seemed to cushion the fall. What shocked many people later was Jay-Z's own reflection on the incident. In a later interview, he described the stabbing as a turning point that helped him slow down and become more cautious. When asked if it was a mistake, he didn't express regret. Instead, he framed it as a lesson that taught him how quickly success could disappear. That response raised eyebrows. To some, it sounded less like accountability and more like confidence that he survived it. And this is where the comparison to Diddy comes in. People close to the industry say Jay-Z learned early that loud behavior brings attention. Quiet power survives. Former insiders like Gene Deal and even 50 Cent have suggested Jay-Z is more calculated than Diddy. Not louder, not flashier, just smarter about staying in the shadows. The idea is simple. One man moved openly, the other moved quietly. But critics argue that doesn't mean their behavior was different. They point to stories of conversations, parties, and private comments that never made headlines. Allegations of manipulation, control, and influence whispered behind closed doors. One former associate recalled overhearing conversations that made him uncomfortable. The tone, the language, the casual way power was discussed. Jay-Z wasn't the only executive connected to Diddy. He was part of a wider network, a circle of influence that extended far beyond music. That's where the bigger picture comes into focus. Diddy wasn't operating alone. He was surrounded by politicians, executives, celebrities, and power brokers. Diddy has been photographed with multiple US presidents over the years. Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, all appearing at events, fundraisers, or parties. People now ask why. Why was a music mogul so closely connected to the highest levels of power? Old clips have resurfaced showing Trump openly praising Diddy on The Celebrity Apprentice, calling him a friend, defending him publicly. Trump and Melania were photographed with Diddy at high-profile events. Diddy himself once described Trump as a hardworking friend during interviews in the mid-2010s. At the time, none of this seemed unusual. Powerful people socialize with powerful people. But now, with investigations expanding,
that smothering her with the pillows and all that, like he playing with her, I know she was tired.
Yeah, he also told Rolling Stone that Diddy, he's a jealous person that don't know what love is.
He knows that, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody. You understand what I'm saying, bruh? Diddy could do whatever, Puff could do whatever he wanted to do, Brother Love could do whoever he wanted to be. If Kim ever tried to get with somebody, Puff would interfere with them or with her trying to be with them. He wouldn't let that happen. Unless he was bringing them to the picture. That's what he used Kim for, bro. He wanted to make a deal with somebody. He'll get another girl and a guy that he's trying to make a deal with, and him and Kim, them, they all party together, man. He used Kim for that shit, bro.
Wow, so he used Kim for that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You don't do that to somebody you're supposed to love.
And old footage resurfacing, people are questioning those relationships. Even reality TV moments are being revisited. When Aubrey O'Day spoke about working under Diddy, Trump stepped in to defend him, calling him tough but fair. Those moments didn't age well. And then there's the footage from inside Diddy's parties. Clips showing celebrities laughing, drinking, and celebrating together. At the time, it looked like success. Now, critics argue it looks like something else. A tightly controlled environment where power set the rules. Usher, Kevin Hart, Justin Bieber. All seen in old clips surrounded by industry figures. None accused of wrongdoing in those moments, but all tied to the same spaces. And that's the real issue. Not one incident, not one arrest, but a network, a system, a culture where influence protected itself. Jay-Z survived the Kit Kat Club case. Diddy survived Club New York. Others didn't. And decades later, people are finally asking the question they avoided back then. Was this protection, or was it coincidence? Because when the same names keep walking away clean, sooner or later, people stop believing it's luck. When this footage first surfaced, Kevin Hart looked genuinely nervous. And honestly, he had every reason to be. Just look at what's happening behind him in that clip. The energy is chaotic, the setting is uncomfortable, and suddenly the camera becomes a problem. Kevin laughs it off, joking, "Did the camera catch that?" and immediately asks for it to be turned away. He rushes to explain himself, saying it was Diddy's party that he was asked to host and that everything was meant to look sexy for promotion purposes. But even as he talks, his body language tells a different story. He keeps stressing what he won't do. "I'm not getting on the bed," he repeats. He physically shifts the camera angle, making sure it doesn't move closer. That's not confidence. That's someone trying to create distance in real time. The jokes keep coming, but the discomfort is loud. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Then there's Diddy himself, casually telling stories on camera that immediately raise eyebrows. Talking about growing up with younger artists, joking about childhood closeness, saying things that make people watching ask, did he really just say that on a live stream? The more you peel back the layers, the stranger it gets. How did this go on for so long without intervention? Diddy wasn't even hiding it. He openly talked on television about controlling party environments, about keeping people inside, about setting conditions so nobody would leave. At the same time, videos circulated showing people visibly impaired, disoriented, and uncomfortable. And somehow, nobody stepped in. Ask yourself this: how does someone with a violent legal history get away with openly joking about locking people in rooms and calling it entertainment? There's footage of Diddy explaining how to throw the perfect party. He talks about alcohol, about keeping people comfortable, about controlling the environment, about heat, about doors, about not letting the vibe cool off. At the time, it was played for laughs. Now, it sounds disturbing. He even bragged about authorities trying to shut his events down, framing himself as misunderstood, saying people were just intimidated by how he brought different worlds together. But critics argue it wasn't about unity. It was about control. While all of this was happening publicly, things behind closed doors were allegedly just as dark. According to former associates, Diddy's relationship with Kim Porter was deeply troubled. Gene Deal, who worked security for Diddy, has repeatedly alleged that Kim was mistreated, controlled, and emotionally abused. He claimed she was isolated and used as leverage in business relationships. Then in November of 2018, Kim Porter died suddenly in her sleep at just 47 years old. The news shocked everyone. Diddy publicly mourned, speaking about grief, loss, and heartbreak. He described dark emotional periods and praised Kim as an irreplaceable presence in his life. But when the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner later released her autopsy report, questions surfaced. According to the report, Kim had been healthy shortly before her death. There was no known history of substance issues. No chronic medical conditions were listed. The report stated she had experienced flu-like symptoms and was being treated by an in-home physician with antibiotics and IV fluids. Emergency services were called when she was found unresponsive, and death was pronounced at the scene. The official ruling stated no foul play was suspected. But for many, the timeline raised questions. Gene Deal has continued to claim that Kim lived under constant pressure. He alleged that Diddy was extremely possessive and controlling, that she was not allowed to move on freely. According to his statements, if Kim tried to form new relationships, Diddy would interfere. He claimed Diddy allowed involvement only when it served his own interests. Gene described Kim as exhausted, emotionally drained, and trapped in a cycle she couldn't escape. He said, "You don't treat someone you love like that," emphasizing that control is not love. These claims remain allegations. They have not been proven in court, but they add to a growing pattern described by multiple former insiders. Taken together, the footage, the stories, the lawsuits, and the silence paint a disturbing picture. One where power operated unchecked for years. And that's what makes this moment different. Because now, people are looking back at everything with open eyes. The jokes don't land the same. The clips feel darker. The behavior feels louder. And the biggest question remains, how much more was hidden in plain sight? Because if this is what made it to camera, imagine what never did.